Welcome back. This is Cooper with FedRetirementPlanning.com, and today I'm going to show you how to become a TSP millionaire. Okay, before I get into this today, if you go in the link in the bio below, you can find a link to a full article that I've written on how to become a TSP millionaire. It's much more in depth, has much more detail than this video, so make sure you check it out after or along with this video. Okay, so this is something that a lot of people are striving for, becoming a TSP millionaire. You know, why do people want to be a TSP millionaire? Well, it's a big number, okay? They want to look in their TSP account and see those zeros. 6 zeros just popping up on the screen. They'd love to see that many zeros. And I can understand it. It'd be very cool to know that they've invested enough and earned enough interest to be a TSP millionaire. For those unaware, you can be a TSP millionaire, okay? And you don't have to be a super high income earner. Okay, I've met TSP millionaires, okay, and not everyone was a doctor at the VA. Not everyone was, a pharmacist or, made a ton of money, okay? There were some that didn't make a lot of money, they just didn't spend a lot of money. So today, I'm gonna tell you how you can be a TSP millionaire, but I will say that being a TSP millionaire should not be the ultimate goal. Being a TSP millionaire is simply a manifestation of you doing the right things over a long period of time consistently, okay? So don't make $1 million in your TSP the ultimate goal. Don't make any dollar amount in your TSP the ultimate goal. Make the ultimate goal you spending your money right, you contributing your money to your TSP, you working hard in your job, and other things that I'll talk about today. So let's get into it. Let's make you a TSP millionaire. So in reality, there are 3 steps that I see that you need to follow in order to become a TSP millionaire. Now, not everybody who follows these steps will become a TSP millionaire, and not everyone who makes a lot of money is going to be a TSP millionaire. It takes a lot of dedication, hard work, and constant contribution. Okay, but there are TSP millionaires. In fact, there's close to 10,000. At the end of 2016, they did a study, and there was like 9,800 or so TSP millionaires currently invested in the TSP. So it is possible. Now, if we have another correction, which is possible to come sometime soon, well, if that were to happen, then we probably have fewer TSP millionaires. But the market's been doing well. Parts of the market are at all-time highs, so there are TSP millionaires in our midst. So the first step to becoming a TSP millionaire is really simple. Invest as much as you can in your TSP. Okay, this is a basic concept, but the more money that you put into your TSP, the more opportunities you're going to have for growth. Okay, so the maximum that you can contribute, at least for today, 2017, is $18,000. And then you can have a catch-up provision of $6,000. Okay, so you can contribute around $24,000 to the TSP if you're over 50. Okay, if you're under 50, you can invest $18,000. That's a lot of money to invest in the TSP, and that gives you a great starting point to invest in the TSP. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a basic example here using my handy-dandy calculator, and we're going to look at what $1 million would look like if you just invested $18,000 and didn't have any interest earned. So let's just say you put in $18,000 and the market was just flat. So you earned nothing over your time period. How many years would it take you to earn that? And it would be around 55 years. So 1 million divided by 18,000, that'd take about 55.5555 years for you to earn $1 million in your TSP. Thankfully, we know that over the long term, you should earn a decent rate of interest, okay? So that's the next step. The next step is to pick a TSP fund and invest in it. Okay, I think, in my opinion, the best idea is to not bounce in and out of funds trying to time the market, because the majority of you, if not all of you, are not professional investors. If you're investing in the TSP, it's pretty likely that you aren't a professional investor. You're actually a professional federal employee. So you trying to time the market is probably not something that I would suggest. Okay, even the people that are professionals, they don't do it consistently. So my suggestion is to pick an allocation and over the long term, stick to it, okay? That doesn't mean that you can't change things, change your contributions, change your allocations, but it does mean that you shouldn't just be like pulling out whenever the talking heads on TV say the market's not going to do well.
I am buying the market right here, right now, because I know more than anybody.
Sell.
Because they don't know. Nobody knows when the market's going to take a correction for sure. People can estimate, and everybody has different estimates, but we don't know when it's going to happen, okay? As we've seen, as has been illustrated by many people that are much smarter than I, over the long term, the market does well, okay? I actually have a quote in my office, and I'll show you here real quick. This is Warren Buffett on long-term investing. And it says, over the long term, the stock market news will be good. In the 20th century, the United States endured 2 world wars and other traumatic and expensive military conflicts, the Depression, a dozen or so recessions and financial panics, oil shocks, a fly epidemic, and the resignation of a disgraced president, yet the Dow rose from 66 to 11,497. If that doesn't illustrate that the market will at least do somewhat well over the long term, I don't know what does, okay? It's a great reminder, and I love reminding clients of it. So, invest for the long term. Don't invest for the short term, okay? Investing is a long-term game. Trading is a short-term game, but you're not a trader. You're an investor, okay? So invest for the long term, pick funds, stay in them. So now the third and final thing that you need to do as a TSP investor to eventually have $1 million in your TSP is to develop a characteristic that few have, and that is patience. Okay, you gotta have patience. You gotta be willing to wait it out, because the market's gonna do this. Okay, but over time, if we zoom out on the picture, it's going to look a lot more like this. Okay, however, in the day-to-day, it's going to look like this. It's crazy, okay? It's hard to have the patience over the long term. But if you earn, on average, like the TSP has done, so the C fund has averaged around, close to 9, 8, 10% or so the C fund has over the past 10 years, okay? So, if you invest your $18,000 plus your $6,000 when you turn 50, and you earn about an average of that rate of return, you're going to have a very high likelihood of being able to earn that amount in your TSP if you work for the long term. This is all based on you working around 30 years. So be prepared to put your time in, because you're going to need to put your time in. Summarize the 3 things that you can do as a TSP investor to become a TSP millionaire. 1. Invest the maximum that you can, okay? So that's around $18,000. If you're over 50, that's $6,000 in additional, so that's around $24,000 available to you, at least in 2017. That will likely increase in the future. 2, pick the right funds and stick with them, okay? So choose your funds, make sure it's in accordance with your risk tolerance, make sure it's in accordance with your goals. If you need help with this, find a financial planner, find somebody who can help you with this, okay? And then stick to it. 3, be patient. Learn to develop patience. Over the long term, the market has done well. If you need, some motivation out there or something, look online, you can find it easily, okay? I have a chart actually in my office called the Ibbotson graph, and this is what I look at whenever I'm nervous about the market, because I see that over the long term, the market has done well. This has been Cooper with FedRetirementPlanning.com. Thanks for watching. Feel free to shoot me an email or leave a comment. Hopefully this has helped you, and we'll see you next time.